What's up? Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2, season 3 of Brick by Brick, my series where I'm not only building PCs, but also a business. Now it's been a little bit, so let's quickly recap. Business has been just a bit slow with everything that's been going on in my personal life and also in the whole world of economic, whatever. You guys don't care about that. What you do care about is we did sell one PC. It was the one from last episode. If you guys didn't see that episode, check it out. Absolute banger. I'll put it up here in the cards and also down in the description for you guys to watch, of course, after you finish this one. Now we have to keep it obscure just in case you guys haven't seen that video yet, but I can at least tell you we made just about $250 in profit off of that one sell. Other than that, we do also have one more PC listed. It's actually back here behind me. You guys can kind of make it out. I'll put a part list over here for you guys to check out because there's not a video of me building it. That's because I bought the GPU by itself and then I saw a listing for the case with everything already set up in it. So I just threw the GPU in and tested it and listed it. So there wasn't much content there. However, it's still a pretty sick build. Here are some pictures as well. All right, now that we got the boring part out of the way, we can finally get back to why you guys actually show up to these videos. If you can't tell, there's been some reorganizing and some cleaning. When I was going through everything, I did find a handful of parts that have been on my shelves for ages just because I haven't wanted to use them. So I figured this would be a good time while the market's in a bit of a lull and I need some cheaper builds to use some lower end parts, which I haven't been utilizing as much just because I've gotten so many more expensive parts that I need to move quickly. That being said, budget ballers rejoice, there's gonna be a lot more budget builds. I already have the parts picked out, so let's take a look at what we got. Let's keep this quick and simple, guys. We'll start with the parts everyone actually cares about. For the GPU, I have an RX 5600 6GB model from ASRock. It's not an 8GB card, which is why I've been avoiding it. However, it does look great. Pairing with that is a Ryzen 5 5500, not too low end, but also not super high end, a super solid CPU, especially paired with this GPU. For our storage, we have a bit of a double whammy. We have a 2x8 kit of 32 MHz G.Skill DDR4 RAM, along with a Samsung 980 500GB NVMe. I got this crusty Gigabyte B450 for pretty cheap. However, it's dirty and it's also missing an IO shield, which isn't a huge deal, but I will make sure to disclose that. And for the juice box, I have the 600 watt gold power supply from Npivia. However, it's not modular. Now, of course, there is a bit more, but you guys are just gonna have to stick around to see what else is going in this PC. Like I said, these have been on the shelf for a while, so I guess that means there's only one thing left to do. It's time for a test bench. So I am just a bit worried about this because if you didn't notice, that RAM didn't exactly seat properly. I had to actually flick the little latches. I'm just hoping that doesn't mean there's a problem with like the RAM, how it sits, or the channels and them having something in it. But there's only one way to tell. Well, on the bright side, I would much rather troubleshoot before I put it in a case rather than after. So I guess let's do that now. So it's not working yet, but I think I figured out what was wrong with it. I put a 5500 in there, wasn't working. Put a Ryzen 5 2400G that I have for testing, and that worked both on board and the dedicated card. So I think that means that the BIOS is out of date. I also tested with the Ryzen 5 5600X just to make sure that it wasn't just the proc that's dead. And if they're both dead, then I'm up shit's creek. But it does seem like the BIOS just needs updated. Bad news though, I don't feel like doing that right now because I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule, so that's definitely a tomorrow me problem. So it's not exactly the next day. I got a bit lazy and busy with work, but that's okay. We got the BIOS updating right back here. You guys know I do not skimp on aesthetics no matter how budget the build. So I figured, hey, it's time to show you what we got cooking behind the scenes. Now, I started off only building budget machines in Okanos cases because, hey, they're just amazing for the value. And I figured it's about time, let's go back to that. However, instead of the Aqua series, today we're gonna be using the Okanos Cypress 3 wood. This is one of their newer cases. If you're interested in a review because you might want to use it in one of your own builds, I'll include my review in the description for you just so you can get an idea of how great this case is. I don't believe that every PC needs RGB, but if I'm selling it, then that's a completely different story. It drives the price up and also just sells better, so that's just a no-brainer. But these fans, they're just black, so we're gonna have to fix that. Now, I typically use these Thermalright fans. They come in a pack of 3. They're $13.60 after tax and shipping. They're great overall. However, today we're gonna be switching up a little bit. Today, Okino sent me a 5-pack of their ARGB fans. These are the same ones that come in like the Aqua series. So I'm very familiar with these and how they look. So I'm super excited to just get to use some. They also come up with this nice ARGB controller. I know you can't tell, but that is what it is. And for being around $20-ish, I think, if I'm wrong, I'll put the price right over here. This is an absolute steal for everything that's included. Let's go ahead and get these installed. All right, and perfect. We got all 5 fans installed. Sadly, I didn't have a 6 to put on the back that matched, but hey, that's fine. That's plenty of cooling for the components that are going in this bad boy. And then I also have the controller put in the cable basement, found a perfect place to put that. So now that's all wired up and everything. And now that we're done with that, our BIOS should also be done updating. So let's go ahead and check that just to make sure it posts properly. Well, I guess now it's time to go ahead and disassemble that test bench and let's get it installed inside the case. And like I said, we do not skimp on looks around here. So of course we got some cable extensions. These are from a link up. I've never actually used any of these before, so I kind of want to get a feel of what they feel like, because you can really tell the quality of these things based off of how good they feel or not. Oh, that's kind of cool. They come pre-combed, which I've never seen before. Ugh. That's weird. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but these are like braided, and then they have like a clear plastic like covering over them. I mean, they're gonna look great in this build. I just don't know how I feel about that. I really like being able to feel like the braided fabric, but let's go ahead and install these. That turned out so much better than I thought it would. I was very worried with how the orange/yellow, like goldish color was gonna mesh with the wood panels on the front, but it turned out beautifully. And that means, besides getting it sold, this build only needs to be benchmarked now. But before that starts, I do just want to ask you guys, please subscribe to the channel. If you don't, I completely understand. But I had to ask now because usually everyone leaves during the benchmarking. Anyways, here's the benchmarking. So, yeah, Cyberpunk's gonna be the only game that we can benchmark, because Marvel Rivals and also Fortnite both need to update. But don't worry, if I remember, I'll make sure I put those benchmarks down in the description for anyone that cares, because I will have to do those to list this PC. But currently can't just wait for them to update because I need to start editing this video because it needs to be done for tomorrow. I guess that means this is the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed immensely. Remember, like and subscribe if it's worth it. If not, I completely get it. Make sure you check out these videos over here. YouTube really thinks you'll like them. But other than that, I hope you lot have a lovely rest of your nights. Take it easy.